Hello, welcome to part 38 of Let's Play Modded Skyrim. So we're well into our quest now, well into Villager's quest, and well into the Thieves Guild quest, and somewhat into the main quest. Of course we haven't started on everything else. There's an absolute ton of things to go through. What we want to do at the moment though is we want to head over to Darkwater Crossing. Couple of reasons. We badly need to get some rest because I had to do another bit of inventory fiddling around to lighten up my character because my character was dead tired. We need to get a bed just for the night because we've been up all night fighting lions, tigers, dragons, giants, mammoths and fire elementals and pretty much anything else. So we really do need our beauty sleep. Also there's an area that is newly modded there. That should be worth looking at. And of course we need to finish a quite short mission where we had to deliver a package of letters, a satchel of letters from that injured woman to her father who lives in Darkwater Crossing. And up ahead looks like there's some sort of village. Either that or a mill of some sort. I have no idea where that is, but it looks like quite a big village. I wonder if that's a mod or a new village that isn't supposed to be there. I certainly haven't come across this place before. So wow, Villager has found herself some ingredients. Sorry if I just talked over that. But she does occasionally just find herself some magical ingredients. All the ingredients that she wants, of course, are just ones that you cannot possibly get yourself.
Have you got a minute?
The only interesting ingredients that you want to concentrate on are the ones in your list, and she'll deal with hers.
I am so curious about what you experienced.
Well, Villager, I don't really have too much to tell you.
Please
I don't think the story would be that kind of story that you'd tell in a pub or tell one of your friends. It's too harrowing. Certainly, I think I'd keep the part where I almost get my head chopped off to myself.
What a
Plus the part that I died several times as well.
Really good at
yeah, there's nothing
stories.
light
I
about the
almost feel
stories
like
I have
have
at
been
all.
there
I mean,
with
Villager
you.
has a lot of light stories about dancing on tables, but I don't kind of go in for that thing. My stories are full of murder and death. We shall approach this village,
Talk later.
see what it is. I certainly don't recognise it. I'll just check my map. Seems to be Darkwater Crossing though. It's probably because it's modded and I've never been here before that I don't recognise it. I think I've never come here before. Certainly not finished the quests. Also, Darkwater Crossing does sound a bit like it would be a bridge over a river somewhere, and I don't see a river. I just see a lot of swamp. This house is quite neat as well. No loading screens. No bed either. Random gold ingot somewhere.
I have met Saga
I would like that.
Meadery. He isn't a very likable person.
Lots of gold
the other
coins.
hand,
Someone just left all this stuff here. What's the story behind that?
Either.
Wonder if I can roll in the hay. It looks like some sort of skeever. I can hear something purring, but no, it's just Villager. Not Villager, it's just Lydia's foot clipping through the wall. Now, who is this?
Yes.
Seems to be someone without dialogue. Miniature wood elf.
Oh, did you need something?
That's how small I feel when I don't have the height mod adjusted.
I've been hunting
Can
and
I come
fishing in
with you,
these
Cousin
parts for
Grey?
years.
Pretty please. It sounds so exciting. And I'm sure
Take a
it will
look.
be very useful for
Suddenly
you.
pops into my view, walking between us. Okay, that hunter doesn't seem to sell anything. Maybe just want something from me. How about this? A mammoth snout. Just a big trunk. Delicious. You can take that home and say that you earned it yourself. Can sell you some wolf pelts as well, but I don't get much gold for that. I'll get rid of the mammoth snout because it tends to weigh a lot. You don't have any shoes. I want to give you some shoes. I don't have any shoes either. If I had those fur boots, I'd give them to him.
I think we should hurry to Astengrav and try to find the horn of Jürgen Windcaller.
Istengrav, hey? Okay. I don't recognise this place either. This, I am certain now,
something?
this is part of the Better Villagers mod. It looks pretty cool. So you have this, I guess it's this gypsy,
That's something I'd like to talk
sort of a gypsy tent outside the main village. So these elves, either through their own choice or because they can't afford to live in Darkwater, have
That's
decided to
something I'd
build
like
up
to
this
talk
little
to you
camp.
about. Have you got a minute?
Okay, talk ahead. Talk away, I mean.
I'm having problems with some of the ingredients on the list that Anesia gave me. I'm simply not sure what the flowers that come from would look like. At home I had this wonderful book, Tamriel Flora Illustrated, with pictures of almost every flower you could think of. But, of course, I didn't bring it with me to Skyrim.
I do like her facial
Do you
expressions.
think so? Yes, maybe. Maybe an alchemist store would have it for sale. What do you think? Maybe we could ask around in the towns and see if someone has it for sale.
Okay. Tamriel Flora Illustrated is a book that she had in Oblivion. Similar quest in Oblivion as well.
Anesia told me that her friend Jelena so much admires the waterfalls in Markamp. She often goes there to
Khajiit.
visit a friend who owns the Hag's Cure.
What would you do?
What can I do
No
for
one has any dialogue here,
Hmm.
but they're just
Oh,
generally
did you need
interesting.
something?
Yeah, I'm just wondering where to find a book for Vilya. I know you can go to some of the general stores. There's no bookstores like there is in Oblivion and Morrowind. Perhaps there's one in
Yes?
in Solstheim. Not Solstheim, in Solitude. This guy looks like the main guy. Does he have any dialogue? Not speaking to me. No voice dialogues, lips not moving. I think this is probably an
Need
unfinished
something?
mod. This has got to be an unfinished
Mhm.
mod.
Oh, I do hope we will find a copy of Tamriel Flora Illustrated. I wonder where the book about farmer
I
ears
can't
came
sleep
from.
in any of these
Might be a
beds.
good place to look.
A staff of mending. That looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna steal anything though. Even though these are kind of Bosmer elves and they do tend
Yes?
to steal from people. I'm sure there'll be plenty of places to sleep here.
How are you feeling?
This looks like the main village.
Not so well
It's got a Stormcloak soldier as a guard.
You poor thing.
And a nice dead elk. Right, we need to find ourselves an inn so we can get some sleep.
Oh dear.
This is a
Yes?
general store of some kind. Not quite the place I want. I can't find anywhere better.
Yes, but we don't get much rest these days, do we?
Well, we'll go in and see what there is anyway. I'm sure there'll be a few
That's a
things to
shame.
sell.
I think it's the Skyrim climate. I mean, it's
You guys
cold
chat
also
away.
in Solstheim, but it's
This
much
almost
worse
seems like a mod
Take
as
a
well
look.
because of the lack of dialogue. I'm sure this general store isn't normally here. I'm tempted to sell most of my leather because it does weigh me down so much. But it also is handy to carry it around. This guy doesn't have too much to sell. Unfortunately, we do have to keep hold of those mammoth tusks, which do weigh £5 each. Get rid of that witch's black mage robe. That's worth a bit of gold for me. I've probably weighed myself down actually along with that. There's no barter option in Skyrim. There was a barter option in Morrowind, and you could transact one good for another good, and that was pretty neat.
This land's tough and
Now, if
unforgiving,
you'll excuse me.
but beautiful too.
Let's check this bed. I can sleep in this
You're
bed.
right, Lydia. Skyrim
Can't
is
sleep in that bed.
beautiful.
There's a nice little bed for
I'm
us.
just a bit low today because of my
Okay,
headache.
we'll take a quick sleep here. Won't have to even pay anything. There's just a bed in this general store. This must be a special mod. Otherwise they wouldn't have a function like this. But it's perfect for me.
You'll be well soon.
Hi there.
Hi. I was
Yes.
just sleeping in your bed.
I'm sure you're right about that, Lydia.
I'm sure that was your child's bed. But then again, he doesn't need sleep. He's hyperactive and
course.
running around.
Hi there.
Right, so we've had a sleep. Darkwater Crossing. We do need to complete that quest from Shore's Stone. If you remember, we did speak to a female miner who wanted us to deliver a set of letters. So we do have to find her father somewhere here. What I'll probably do is I'll have to switch on the quest markers to find her. Because realistically, what you would do is you'd ask around, say, where is this
Wouldn't
man? Of course,
it just talk
you
a little
can't
bit, you
actually
and
do that in this game. You could in Daggerfall. You could actually go up to people. You could speak in streetwise language or lordly language, and then you'd ask them precisely where a point of interest was, and they'll tell you, or they'd mark it on your map, and that was quite a good function. Of course, it was entirely random. It was if you had enough streetwise or speechcraft, they would mark it on your map. If you didn't, if you failed the roll, then they'd say, I'm not telling you where he is. Or they would say, up north,
It's
or
so nice to just talk
go this
a little,
way.
you and I. I was just thinking, would you be interested if I told you a little about myself?
Well, let's talk in front of this dead elk.
It was really strange to return to Solstheim and my family. I had never thought I would go there alone. I had hoped that we would go there together. Still, it was great to meet my family again, and especially my grandmother, who always was my favorite. It was saddening, though, to see how she had aged while I was in Cyrodiil. When I was a child, she seemed indestructible. Now she was fragile. To my surprise, she gave me a precious gift, her flute. Oh, she used to play wonderful music for me when I was a child. You know, I think she realized how lost I felt, and that she wanted me to take up my old hobby, music. You see, as a child I loved playing music. Yes, I even wanted to be a bard, but my mother and Melinda of course wanted me to be an alchemist instead. With my grandmother's flute, music was back in my life. I played, and as I've always been crap at alchemy, I decided to be a bard instead. And I'm sure that would have worked very well, if it hadn't been for the bottle, and for Haldan. Look, there are quite a few things I have to tell you about, but I think it's enough for today, don't you agree?
I agree. So she wants to be an alchemist. Not an alchemist, she wants to be a bard. Doesn't want to be an alchemist.
Of course.
Handy there's a bard's college in Solitude. That might well be where we will be heading later. I haven't played her quests before, but I expect that at some point in the future we will be going up to Solitude and there will be a quest there.
Talk later.
Anyhow, the thing is about her
haven't
being
forgotten.
about
Of
alchemy in
course.
general is that after watching Full Metal Alchemist, I can't hear the word alchemy and think of it in the same way. I mean, when I think of alchemy now, I don't think of bottles and making potions. I think of drawing alchemic circles and basically this amazing magic that Alfonso and the Elric brothers did. Of course, it would be very cool if you could do that here. Of course, it would be way overpowered. I remember
Talk later.
there was this other game where you had to sort of draw symbols to cast spells. Here's
That's
a
something I'd like to talk to you
little bit of an
about. Have you got a minute?
there's an odd glitch there. Villager wants to talk to me again. We won't talk to her right now. She's done enough talking. Okay, let's go and finish that Shore Stone quest. We need to drop off those letters. There's quite a few mini quests that I've entirely forgotten to do. I haven't done the marks, for instance, in Riften. I haven't told Klimek that I dropped off the food for the Greybeards either. You get a bit of a reward of gold if you do that. But if I remember, I will do them.
Wonderful exploring Skyrim together with friends. I'm so glad that I'm no longer.
Okay, this appears to be the house I'm looking for. Hopefully there'll be
I
someone
know,
in here.
and I appreciate it dearly. But I can't help but feel we could be doing more.
Okay, hi.
You and
You're
me
looking for
together,
work?
you mean?
We could use an extra hand in the mine.
What
Just
mines?
bring me any corundum you dig up.
Do you think we will manage if you and I went down
Annika
there
used to
for
help
on
more
our
with the
own?
mining, but nowadays she's a bit of a bounder.
Yes, indeed.
It's a shame our daughter couldn't make
Might
the
be
journey
fun,
herself,
working together.
but at least she still thinks of us.
So where should we go then?
If you wouldn't mind
A
bringing this
fortress,
back to
maybe?
her for us,
Or a
I'd
Nordic
appreciate
ruin?
it.
Another courier quest. Okay, so
They are way too
we don't get a
dangerous.
reward, we just get
So
another
many
courier
details
quest.
to work out.
Great if you can fast travel.
Indeed.
I'm not
but
fast
it is
travelling though.
important to plan carefully. These
At least
places
you
are
could give me one of
dangerous,
these
and
apple
I must
pies.
admit that I'm not such a splendid fighter.
You're tougher than you look.
Don't get a reward, I'm disappointed.
Not
I'm
really.
disappointed. Is there anything I can
You
steal
are
from
a
you?
better fighter than I, so I would have
Not
to
really,
rely
nothing
on
I can
you.
steal, nothing that I particularly want. I'm just wondering where to go next. I mean, I think the plan is to explore Raven Nest and then make our way to Whiterun. We might get a carriage. What I will do, I think I'll install, what we will do is we'll go to Raven Nest, have a look what that is, install the carriages mod so we'll have a carriage to Whiterun.